Hello. I have decided to record this. I don't know if I'm going to make a video out of this, but I'm playing the beginner's guide. Because, it's made by the guy who made Family Parable. I hope it's good. So let's do this.
Hi there. Thank you
Hello.
very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Wreden. I wrote
Davey Wreden!
And while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's
oh my gosh, it's CSGO.
You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment.
It's
But what
CSGO.
I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves.
Jump on the box.
I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at davey@gmail.com.
You're giving away...
Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game.
What?
As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Okay. What? What? What?
This game is called
I can shoot?
And it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
What the heck? Gun time. I don't think there's any. Am I out of ammo? Can I reload?
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Dang.
But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
The doors are, like, open. Oh.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you can. What the heck? This feels like I'm, like, talking to someone. It's weird.
Apparently, this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
No, I need to know. Okay. I won't go back to the labyrinth.
This is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
But
It's
it'd
so much
kill
to ask,
you.
but for all of our lives. Would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Yeah.
Let me pause here for a second.
Okay,
What you
Davey,
just
we're in
experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Uh-huh. Whoa.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda
Oh, that was the
identifies something
maze.
human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs.
Ooh.
So he stops work on this and moves on to
Okay,
a stream
Davey,
of
wreden.
tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions.
Can you say
Let's
your
go
name
ahead
again
and take
so
a
that I
look at
can
the first
pronounce
game
it
he made
correctly?
after leaving this one behind.
November 2008. This was after I was born.
Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards.
What? Oh, that's weird.
So it's
But
a
the
short
future
and
could
relatively
not be
minimalist
seen.
experiment combining motion and
Why does the
narrative.
future keep
It is less
changing?
advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique
When
voice
she
rather than
stops and
simply
looks,
basing it on a
it becomes
pre-existing trope.
clearer. This is so cool! What the heck? But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and
That's
then
so
it ends.
cool. I
Didn't
love
need
this.
anything
Thank
more
you,
than
Davey
that.
Wreden.
Which to me is why it works, because it gets out
Or
quick.
sorry, Coda.
Okay, next one.
Next one. Again. This seems like we're... Whoa. You are now entering...
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. Got it. I'll be patient. I'll get it.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's fair. Is this the... Whoa, it's harder to go up the stairs.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
A normal game
It's
where you have to
warm
scream into a mic every
and
50
nice
seconds to keep
and
playing.
filled with little ideas for games.
A key in one game unlocks the door in a completely separate game. A series of
Coda would
elaborate
often tell me
rooms.
that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can
Press
be a
U to
very slow
surrender.
climb to get there.
Reading an enemy's emails to learn how to beat them. Like Davey Wrden's emails? Because he gave you his email? Ready, set, fish. Alright, let's go. Davey Wreden is not my enemy. I'm gonna mispronounce it because he hasn't said his name.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Okay. Okay. I'll see if I can solve it. Can I soft lock myself? Oh, I'm a
Don't forget that
genius.
solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
Oh, forget the solution? Okay. Okay, I've forgotten the information that was transmitted to me.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the
What
end.
puzzle?
Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game
There's
again,
a
so that
puzzle?
when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Whoa. What the heck?
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then
Oh,
what
I
is
can't
it?
like jump. It's to play the game and be awesome. You are now exiting.
Aha.
Ah.
So this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Alright. Alright, Davey. You mind if I call you Dave? He probably does. He probably does mind. Whoa. What's that? I'm in the
Let's
middle
talk about
of
video game
nowhere.
development for a second.
Okay.
Every video game
I'll
runs
do whatever
on
you
what's
say.
called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development. To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines,
Source, I
has
love
certain
Source.
things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's
I didn't
working
fall.
with what the engine does well.
I didn't fall again. Okay, I did.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Uh-huh. Where am I now? This feels like a scary game now. I don't know why. Okay. What the heck is happening now? Do you want me to go in the cage? Okay.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Nah, let's go. Let's do the whole hour now. Oh, I thought...
This is something that he and I used to argue
Why
about
did
a
that
lot.
scare me?
You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere.
Wow. That must have been really fun to make. You probably just made one to duplicate. Control C, Control
It's the
V.
puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Ooh. I've never
There's
seen
still
this
no
before.
clear
That's so
indication
cool.
of
That's
what
so
makes
smart.
this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise, I'll share with you my interpretation.
I don't think I've
very
ever
shortly.
seen a game where like you're trying to soft lock. That's so cool. There should be puzzle games where you just like try to soft lock yourself. That's how you progress, I guess. You there? Did you come from above?
Here,
What
Coda
was up there?
begins using-
Yes, there were these floating colored blocks. That's the world above! You've been there! Yeah, no kidding. Now this is important. Do you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That's literally the last thing I did before coming. Again, perfect. Now tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. Crap. I think I forgot it again. I don't remember.
You must think harder. Please, try hard to remember. It is so important that we get out of here. We must escape this prison. Can you think harder? There must be something more. Please, tell us how to reach the end.
I'll think harder. I'll think harder.
Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through?
Yeah, you wanna know how to solve it?
No, we actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it
I
yet?
don't recall a space between the doors.
Don't worry, I'm sure you will visit it again soon. Be sure to pay close attention.
Oh.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Wow.
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
New game now, right? Yeah, new game. Yes. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Oh. Nice room. Not. That's rude.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person.
Reasonable.
In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention.
This place makes me sad. Well, this place makes me very
But he
happy.
was very gracious about it and very patient with me.
I did.
And I cooled off eventually.
Define fun.
Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of love.
Oh, I can't. Sorry.
I see this person who's filled with
king of the
thoughts
world!
and
What do you
feelings and beliefs,
Wreden?
and has no way to
Mr.
express
Wreden?
them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
We wrote much wrong?
Play someone's game and see the voices in their head.
In a world full of notes, one man will read all of them. This summer, you will believe blue speech bubbles can talk.
I could just get to know you through your
You feel
work.
like a hero yet? Yeah. This game is
I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much.
I would like it.
Is because
when
it
I
felt
could.
like they let me have that connection. I felt as
Don't
though
be afraid.
he was
Who
inviting me
cares?
personally into his world.
I just saw a flying penguin.
And then
Let
I
me
feel
tell
it
you, it
slowly
was the
too.
most majestic thing I've ever seen. I don't feel like living because nothing will ever be as majestic as that. I never want to see it again. If nothing will ever be that beautiful again. I am crying now and I'm planning on ripping my eyes out. I must go now do that. What the heck? Why is this the longest note? Balls. Say this word with such boring. Hey guys, just looking for someone to talk with. I'm giving them voices. I refuse to believe. I need to go to the freaking bath. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. There's nothing here. Go back. Don't listen to that guy. Need other side. Door! Why are you so... Door, how open? The makes game includes door, cannot open door. Thanks. Okay, I cannot. Someday I will meet the person who made this. New room! Art. Art. You can go in here, I think. And don't bother. Welcome. Congratulations! I don't really know where to go with this. Stop! Turn back! Proceeding further will only result in misery! Cabbage shapes our nation. True. My gosh. Don't listen to the other notes. God, don't listen to the other notes. I'm the only one that knows. I'm not safe. Painting! What does it mean? I don't know. Whoever made this has issues. It's about how this game is pretentious and you all suck.
And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it.
Escape.
And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Almost there. I've seen everything. I've traveled the world. I have never told anyone. I wish there were notes in the real world. That would be cool.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult,
you close your
Coda
eyes
can then
wish
place
for
this
really
puzzle
bad.
that he knows has a reliable solution. He understands exactly how it works.
Almost at the end.
And so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Does this puzzle have a solution? Oh my gosh, I've been here for literally an hour. What do I do?
Dark area between the doors, a space
no
between
answer,
spaces.
There is no such.
Before you move on, elusive bigger
know,
picture.
but I know. I know. And so does this guy. What is this noise? Stop! 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 How you leave notes? What the heck is this? Typewriters and a lamp. Are you there? Please say something. It can be anything. Please, I just need to talk to you. Why are you having so much talk to me? I'm speaking! I'm speaking! I'm talking! No, why? What?
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
It's a nice little room. Yeah, I could tell this was sourced the second I played it. Especially after the shooting segment. Let it spin its own wheels or whatever you said. It's the well I saw.
See, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Version 2. So, well... what furniture ought to go to the center of the room? Put a giant hole in the ground. That's not a giant hole in the ground. 10 stoves lined up against the wall. Dang it! A skylight. Full ceiling window. Dang it. A table? We already have a table. Tables were invented in 1935. Is that true? Oh, whoa.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
It's kind of awesome, actually. I think you should shut up, Davey Wreden. Sorry, that was mean.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Hello, please walk forward. Okay. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions here. First, click on this table. Good. Go over to the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off, then turn it back on. Now go left side sofa. Move it over a little. Finally, touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return the start to be taken back to your prison. Ooh. We return back to the old prison. Let's see if I remember the steps.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Not of course, I didn't expect that.
There's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Whoa. Dude, this is awesome. Hello? Why am I facing
Who is this?
way? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. Oh, so you're me? Okay, so I'm both them and me. So you were trapped in the prison too, in this prison too. Yep. I was in the furniture maze.
And so this is what Coda
Yep,
wants.
I was in
is
the
to be
escape
able to talk
tutorial.
to someone, to share what's on his mind.
Where I am
and
right
to get
now.
some good advice from someone who knows. But the
Why does it
irony
like
is that
to
even in
escape?
this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. Do you feel any different? So scared to get out, then things will be the exactly same. Nah, I'm the same person. That's awful. What? What? Don't worry, it's not actually a bad thing. Then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No.
Then can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you.
Come find you. What do I have to do? Just talk for me, okay? Just a tiny
What?
bit. The dog for me.
That will free me? How does that work?
I don't know. It'll make sense. Trust
Okay,
me.
I can talk. Let's just talk for a bit. Will you be here?
I'll be here as long as you need.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Ooh.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Well, my goodness, I'm glad as heck that you showed up. So I might be having to clean this entire house all by myself, and right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system,
Are we
which
cleaning
he started
this whole
using
place?
from this point on.
That's the story,
From
little
here
one.
on out, he
Story,
begins putting
little
much
one?
Oh,
more effort
no,
into
you
the
worry
visual
now.
polish of
We'll
his
be
work.
through this mess in
And
no
this
time.
particular
I
game
promise
took 2
you'll
months
wish
to
there was
create
more.
as a result.
Why don't you finish up here in the meantime? Could you please clear the table? Much nicer. That's the table I want to see.
Now, would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? Pow! While you're in there, why don't you straighten out the rug a bit? Pow! All the little details, man. How do you end up doing this job? Friend dragged me along at a time I was pretty couch. Turns out I never felt so good doing something. Well, I never did I like cleaning my own home. I might have got some demons I ain't ready to face it. But speaking of demons, I can't read all this.
Straighten these pillows
You,
here.
if you're watching, you can technically read that.
Oh
yourself.
dear. Looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop that
Fix
up
the
as long
drink.
as you're over there.
I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that?
Make it especially cheesy. Like, extremely cheesy.
No.
No?
No, it was stupid.
No, it's
Sorry.
stupid. No,
Never mind.
no. You're telling
Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come
No,
do that?
no. Tell me. No. Tell me. Tell me right now. Tell me right now. Tell me that right now.
Last I checked, the tub needed a cleaning. How about you scrub it down the best you can? No need to be perfect. We're all just human. Are there still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom?
Okay,
If
fine.
so, would you
You're
put them
going to
back
tell
on the
me
shelf?
what you were going to say.
Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clear
What the
these
heck?
dishes off the table?
After the intense set
What?
of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing experience
The
where you
choice
just
never
need to let it
ends.
sit
Darling, let me
and
tell you
digest
something.
inside of you.
Whatever
call
work
me
you
darling.
do, you have
Coherent
absolutely
to
got to
something
own it.
meaningful.
Otherwise, it owns you. So why don't we both be with the task at hand and leave the future you chores to future you? Present you wants to smooth out the rug in the
I know that
bedroom,
Truda really
believe
liked
it or
this
not.
game.
Trust me on
Of all
this
his
one.
work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at.
Looks like the tub has gotten
This was
rather
during a
dirty.
period
Would
of
you
a
mind
few months
tidying
where
it up
he
a
was,
bit?
like, grossly happy all the time. Just walked
Grossly
around
Earlier,
like
when I
that
said I had a
with
really
smile on his
cheesy
face.
thought, I was going to say that it occurs to me that one house is a lot like one soul. You take care of it, and it takes care of you. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that.
Bit of truth in it, no? That was awesome. How dare you not share that
Anyway.
with me earlier?
So,
Don't brush it off. We are
Housekeeping.
talking about this.
let's keep doing this.
Fine.
Books. Would you please clean up the books?
I'll do
Thanks.
the task I already did again. There.
Oh goodness, those pillows over on the couch are
I'm
real
glad he made
mess.
this.
Would you
I'm
go
glad
over
he
and
found
straighten
some
them up a
peace.
bit? Can't have these folks coming home to a messy
But then
couch.
what happened?
Question.
Question? Okay, yeah.
Do you
But,
enjoy
of course,
enjoy
it
this?
can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Lamppost. Can I jump off the map?
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
Items
This
you
one
love
gets
at
a bit
members
goofy.
only prices. Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? I hope so. Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know that's so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted? Compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful. I intend to make you that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly? This is easy. It is so easy. It is so easy.
About halfway through the game,
Being
the
perfect
perspective
is
shifts.
effortless. Whoa. This is
You play as the teacher.
this is the
Suddenly,
key.
You discover
How
that
do
the
I
teacher
achieve
is just as
it?
bigoted
No,
and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Well, let me tell you, right now, if it isn't effortless, then it's not the right answer. Drinking is not hurting my life. Seek out the one thing. What is the easiest, simplest password? Just kidding. Holy crap! Look, there's something coming out of the back of the room. Everyone, run!
I felt pretty hard for this one.
Perfection.
I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
I see why Davey worded. That was awesome. That was an awesome game. Oh crap, there's a stage.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
You can't do that. Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, please.
In this scene, you'll be playing as me.
As them.
We are at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start leaning against the wall.
Okay.
Good.
All right,
Stay right there.
Man, I'm leaning. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It is her dream to photograph animals professionally. There's one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something. Hello. Hello? That's it? That is not a conversation. Okay, jeez. You need to actually converse with it. Be a human being. Do it again. I don't like any of these options. Can I be real here? I like you. No. That's not what I said to hear at all. You're completely missing the tone of conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment. But I was confident. Maybe all you need is better feel the setting. There were a lot of people around, so I'll give you some props to work with. These cones bounce when you touch them. Those are...
Now, talk to her again.
You must have worked very hard to get where you are.
You're messing it all up again. You'll figure out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get an opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage.
Stepping back from the stage. Oh, it's the lamppost. That means it's gonna end. What? Hey! The heck? Let me in! No. I was doing an amazing job. Fine. I'll go to the endless abyss. Fine. Place sucked anyway.
Alright, yes! Now this is working. This is what it was like.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety,
That's perfect.
to
Wonderful.
fears of
This
having
is
to
really
perform
wonderful.
and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world.
Okay, fine, I'll keep
And that
going.
wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person.
Can I stop hearing these noises?
To bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
5 months. Must be a good game. Okay. My eyes are now closed. What's happening? My eyes are actually closed. Davey, tell me what I'm supposed to be doing, Davey. Davey Wreden. What happened? I'm just gonna walk forward.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise.
Oh. Help, I'm blind. What the heck? Please, someone tell me how to solve this. Okay. So there is a solution. What's going on?
The only way to stop it is to speak something that is honest.
I can't keep making these.
Yes, that's it. That's the truth.
Like I said, I was getting concerned.
Keep
First
going.
off,
Keep talking.
he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet.
You're doing it. It's working.
Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how
We're
sometimes
going to
a
be
person
okay.
will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing.
Oh.
Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
Why the heck did I
His
need to
games are
close
going to
my
get
eyes?
more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Oh my gosh. Hello? What the heck? Oh. Where did this island come from? Where did this island come from?
Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone.
Who are you?
What's wrong? You look lost.
Who are you? I am from ancient Greece. I'm completely out of ID. I'm right now Coda. I'm
Oh
Coda.
no. What's happened? Did something change?
A machine, sure. You're looking for a machine. I think I know where it is. It isn't far. I need to see it to know why it stopped. I can take you
If the
to it.
last
There's a
game
problem.
featured
Started
Coda
by a
talking
If you can help
explicitly
me
about
solve
his
the
creative
puzzle, we'll find the
frustrations,
machine.
this one
Deal?
turns
A
up to 11.
difficult puzzle.
Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even.
Perfect.
And yet still he keeps
Come
making
along.
games.
I'll show it to
He
you.
keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore.
Woohoo.
Why? What
I
is it
wonder
for?
what this puzzle
Here's
will
the
be.
puzzle. What do you
I
think?
wonder how to solve the
From my
puzzle.
perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result
This
of
is
how isolated
easy.
he was. He
Oh,
was in his
wonderful.
own little bubble,
Can you tell
just
me how
sitting
to
at his
do it?
computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet.
First,
And
you
so
have to open-
he didn't have
now
anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to
you have
ground
to close
himself
the
on.
first door.
Alright, what's next?
I'll just press the switch here.
That
Ta-da!
was so simple. I can't believe I never
can't
solved it before.
Talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one
Okay,
writing
here
both
we
the
are.
questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no
No
backup
machine.
and you're just going
Trust
to
me,
crash.
you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous, and that you love it 100% of the time.
Alright, making games is effortless.
Ah, that feels
What's
wonderful.
the hit? But it wasn't true.
Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy.
I am constantly excited and enthusiastic.
Yes, that's wonderful. Keep going.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like
Such a simple solution.
video games
Perfect.
are not worth this amount
That
of
feels
suffering.
fantastic.
This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it
Where's
was
the
the
machine?
worst thing
Patience, you
for
have
me.
to trust me. I promise this will work. Please continue.
Any sacrifices made for my work are worth 100 of it.
Yes. More. Keep going.
I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it
I
to stop.
believe this unquestioned.
Incredible.
I had never felt
That's
so
it.
rotten. I
I'm
needed
free.
more than I had ever needed
free.
anything for this to stop.
Oh.
But it didn't stop.
Oh.
After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
The machine.
Ma'am, glad to see you arrived safely. We captured the machine. It's waiting for you now.
me now.
You can begin the interrogation whenever you like.
I tend to be quick.
Very good. Just be warned, someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing you should know about the machine.
It calls itself Coda. Coda is the machine. Excuse me. Will it be punished? Anything? Sorry press. Hello, machine.
And of course, it's the machine.
Stopped feeding us. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you put them through? I've been so alone. Apologize for leaving. I have seen the thing you fear. What am I playing? Alright then, I will apologize to the people on your behalf. Hello, press. My friends! I have a troubling revelation. The machine will not apologize to us. We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. Let us show that that we are not failures. Follow me. We shall destroy everything that the machine has created. Am I about to be jump scared again by the light? What the heck? Yeah! Yeah! Coda, I'll make sure you are known forever.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work.
Is this what you're afraid of?
To get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so,
Get all
as
these
I'm thinking of
typewriters
this,
out of
I
here, I hate
realized that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Yeah. Yeah, destroy the text room. Yeah. What the heck, I'm falling.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
But that wasn't it. Was it? Put down your weapon. How? No. No. How do I? I didn't do that. I pressed
Can you
E.
see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good.
How do I not
When
do what
someone
I'm doing right now? Oops.
There's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something. I really felt like I'd done something good. Like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully happy.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he didn't understand the meaning of the game.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
The Tower.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, The Tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
It's just gonna shut right before I get there. Oh, never mind. Huh.
This room actually has a maze in it.
What?
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze. And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time.
It's this. No, trust me, it's...
If I could have reached him during this time,
this.
then maybe
This
I
is
could have
it.
asked him. But I couldn't. I still don't really understand why
It's
this is here.
453233.
I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Dang it. Okay, I can't make the jump. Can't try and make the jump.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
I'm sorry, Davey. Maybe...
Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't. I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me.
How is this making
But
me
he
sick?
stopped
I don't know. I
and
don't
left.
usually get sick.
And it
This
felt
is
somehow like
making
I
me
had
feel
failed.
sick.
Where did I screw up?
Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my games. I need
I'm
you
the
as
reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
Huh. I'm sorry, Davey.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt...
I wonder at times whether you think
It
I am
felt as though
making these
I were
games
responsible for something important and valuable.
You've so infected
And
my personal
the
space
people
that
who
it's
played
possible
them,
I did begin
they
to
treated
plant
me like I
solutions
was
in my work
important.
somewhere hidden between
They
games.
really listened and cared about what I had to say.
If there was an answer, a meaning,
even though I was
would it
showing
make you any
your
happier?
work, it was...
Would you
I
stop
felt
taking my
good about
games and
myself.
showing them to people against my
Finally,
wishes?
for a moment,
Giving them
while
something
I
that
had
is not yours to give?
I liked
Violating the
myself.
one boundary that keeps me
Violating
safe?
the one boundary that keeps me safe? I'm playing a game where you are literally doing this, Davey!
Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them?
He added the lampposts. Davey, you lied to me.
Would you simply
And then
let
you
them
stopped.
be what they
And I didn't
are?
have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself.
Davey, you lied to
And
me.
as soon as that
And that's
happened,
kind of a big thing.
there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing.
When I am around
What
you,
does
I feel
that mean?
physically ill. You desperately need something, and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just a part of the process. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. Davey, why the heck am I playing this? I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks, and that you make peace with this thing you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
When you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you,
Davey.
so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again?
Davey, I don't think you get it.
I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in.
Davey, I'm not...
I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again. Like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Either that
Please,
or I just got...
start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading.
Maybe you should talk to
and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Davey, wreden, epilogue. Davey, you gonna talk about the game?
More of more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more, more, more. It's like a disease.
Why is this game called The Beginner's Guide? Are you about to like...
Solution. Solution. Solution.
Wow, that doesn't make sense at all. Okay, yeah, thank you, train.
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
Maybe.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Davey, I think you're pretty cool. I mean, this is concerning, but you're pretty cool, Davey. Don't... Wait, where? Okay, I am now in the void. Okay, now I'm here. Davey, is this extremely elaborate, or is this real? I don't know.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Oh, it's a cave. This looks like the Bat Cave.
What now?
I don't think my previous energy fits the current status of the game.
I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but
yeah,
I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do.
Okay, yeah, you go work on that. I'll finish the game.
So I'm just gonna...
Okay, bye.
Okay.
What? I thought you said you were gonna go. Okay, he's gone. Davey, why are you putting me through your personal stuff? I know you're gone, but like, I'm gonna ask you questions anyway. I also know that you can't hear me and these are previously recorded messages. But I don't care. Where the heck am I now? Where? Oh, I thought it was just another prison. Let me, there we go. Hey, goodbye, slowly moving up platform. Oh, we're here again. The train station. Wow. It's the beam. I guess I walk into it. And then I rise. One big maze. Wow.
Turn back.
For R.
Turn back.
Wow. There's a lot to say about what just happened. I'm not sure if I'm the one to say it. That was a really cool experience. Thank you, Davey Wreden. Wow. That was very fun to play through. That was very interesting, very thought-provoking. I wish there was more, honestly. That's just amazing. Wow. I don't have much to say. Like you saw it. You watched it. That was fun. Wow. I've been waiting to play a game like this for a while, and I didn't know that this would be one of them. I mean, I should have expected it. It's made by the same people who made the Stanley Parable. But yeah, thank you, Davey Wreden, for making the game. And I will leave it to the burger outro. Hey, I know I'm not burger outro, but I thought I'd just add this little tidbit in. It's been a while. Yeah, I guess I just haven't really found something that I could like make a video out of, and that on top of the fact that I lost my editing software, so I had to get a new one. Is the reason why I haven't really made a video. But you know, I played this game and I was like, yeah, I could make a video out of this, so I did. I'm hoping to make some sort of more active video making schedule because I like it when, you know, people see the stuff I do and they think it's funny. I think the duck game video I made is my magnum opus so far, and if you don't know who I am and you've somehow slogged your way through this one, this hour-long one, I hope it's good. Then you should check out the other one. I'll have it linked once I go to Burger Outro. But yeah, thank you for watching if you did, and if you made it this far, literally just like I was thinking about making a video on like a different thing. If you watched it this far, literally just say that you want that to happen, and I will try to make it happen. Because I don't know if people are watching this, you know, other than my friends. So like, if you can comment and say, I want a new video of yours to come out, that would help immensely in my motivation to do this. So yeah, thank you, and I'll leave it to the burger outro actually this time to end the video.